In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the 3D stitch. It's a pretty interesting pattern with a nice texture. I'm going to be using a 5mm hook, and you can use whatever size you would like depending on your personal preference and the yarn that you're using. We're going to start with a slip knot. And the number of chains you're going to begin with will be a multiple of 5 plus 1. So for my multiple of 5, I'm going to do 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there is my multiple of 5, and now I will add one more. And we're ready to begin. For row 1, we're going to start in the 4th chain from the hook, so skip these first 3. I'm going to be working in these back bumps for my beginning row. So 1, 2, 3, and this is number 4. I'm going to start with a double crochet, so yarn over, insert the hook, bring up your loop, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2. Now we're going to do 2 more double crochets. So in the next stitch, we'll do another double crochet, and then another double crochet in the following stitch. And that gets us started. This chain here counts as your first one. So you've got your beginning chain here and your 3 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 1 and begin our repeat. So we're going to skip the next stitch here and do 4 double crochets. So we're going to skip 1 stitch and do 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then chain 1 and repeat. So we're going to skip the next stitch and do 4 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oops. And then chain 1, and that ends your repeat. When you come to the end of your row, you're going to skip this next stitch and work 3 double crochets. So we're going to skip that one, go into the next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And in the very last stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. Just like that, and that ends row 1. And here we're ready to begin row 2. We're going to start by doing a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Turn the work, and in that same stitch that you just did your chain 3 from, you're going to do 2 double crochets right into that stitch. just like that. Now we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So skip these 2 and do a front post single crochet around this next, the third one. So 1, 2, and then that one. So for that, you're going to take your hook between the posts here, go under the post you're working around, bring your hook back out, grab your yarn, bring up your loop, grab your yarn, and pull through those 2 loops. And that gives you your front post single crochet. Now you're going to chain 3, and that brings us to this chain space here, and we're going to put 3 double crochet right into that chain space. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're ready to begin our repeat. So the repeating sequence for the remainder of your row, once you've done these 3 double crochets, you're going to skip the next 3 stitches and do a front post single crochet around the next one. And you'll chain 3 and do 3 double crochet into that chain space. And 3. And now we're ready to repeat our sequence again. So we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and do our front post single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do 3 double crochet in that chain space. And 3. When you get to the end of your row, you're going to skip the next 3 stitches and do 1 single crochet in the top of that turning chain. So here's my 3 stitches, and so we're going to do a single crochet in the top of this turning chain. Make sure you go under both of the loops and do 1 single crochet. Oops, dropped my loop. There we go. And single crochet, and that will end row 2. For the remainder of your work, you'll just continue to repeat row 2. So we'll go through it one more time. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, do 2 double crochet in that same stitch, 1 and 2. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, so skip these 2 and do a front post single crochet under the following stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then do 3 double crochet in that chain space. Two and 3. Oops, pulling up some more yarn. And we're ready to start our repeat. So we're going to skip the next 2 and do our front post. Oops, keep getting in the shadow. And do our front post single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet in that chain space. Here's 1, 2, and 3, and repeat. So we're going to skip these 2, Skip those 2 and do our front post single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet in the chain space. 1, 2, and 3. Now we've come to the end of our row. So we're going to skip these 2, skip those 2 posts there, and work our 1 single crochet in the top of that turning chain. Make sure you go under both of those loops. And there we go. You'll just continue to repeat row 2 until you've reached the size of your work. And I'll do a few more rows so you can see the full effect. And here I've done up a few more rows, just repeating row 2. And you can see it gives you a nice textured look where these stitches really pop out. It's pretty much the same on both sides. So there you have it. That is the 3D stitch.